Afternoon session of the 2022 DMZ Global Forum for Young Leaders. Did you all enjoy your lunch? Did you all enjoy your lunch? I'm asking also to the watchers on YouTube. Well, we tend to get a bit drowsy after lunch. But we have to continue with our forum and we want to keep you attentive. So we have a very engaging session to keep you awake. It's a special session on music. There are 2 music festivals taking place near the DMZ area. Did you know about this? Do you know which festivals? Well, I think this presentation will be useful then. One of those 2 music festivals is the PLZ Festival. And PLZ is short for Peace and Life Zone. So, starting from Jeojin Station in July, we began, and it recently closed in October near Cheolwon area. In this session, titled Meeting with a Pianist, Transforming the DMZ with Music, we will meet Professor Im Mi-jung of Hansei University. Please welcome Professor Im with a warm round of applause.
It is a great pleasure for me to be here, and I am a pianist, and today at this forum, while we are thinking of many different methods, I think listening to music would be helpful because we could think of different ways to make DMZ a green peace zone through music. We heard about the different perspectives of the youth in the morning session, and it was quite interesting. I think we need perspectives from youth and from art, and I think also from food too. So I think in life, there are many things that can be linked to peace or living things. So that is why we made this festival in 2019. We heard GPZ, which is Green Peace Zone here today, and I think everyone who sees the DMZ looks at peace, life, and ecosystem in relation to the DMZ. So that is why I think we're approaching this from a similar perspective. So PLZ, life, means green, peace is for P, and GPZ and PLZ, I believe, have very similar context. I will show you a short video, and then I will introduce the PLZ festival briefly, and we will have some time to listen to some music. So it will be about 25 minutes. Let's look at a video. the music that you just heard is very dynamic. And I think that we have a lot of videos, but I thought that it was a youth forum and we need to think about how we can use our determination to create a new DMZ. So I chose this clip and this music as the background because I thought that the rhythm was quite dynamic. And okay, thank you. Regarding the PLZ festival, as you just saw, it is to recognize DMZ as a PLZ, Peace and Life Zone. DMZ is a demilitarized zone, but it means that there needs to be military there as a paradigm. So we need to have a change in our perspective, viewing the DMZ from a fresh perspective to draw its future as a peace and life zone, highlighting the region's history and nature through the medium of music. Well, we could have opera festivals and other types of festivals, music festivals that use a single genre. And with music as a medium, we could have it as a place to meet history and music. Also, as you just saw in the video, it is to promote the DMZ and its border area globally. And like the Camino de Santiago, where everyone wants to visit, I hope that we can make the DMZ like that area a tourist attraction and turning a symbol of war into peace and life zone. And how this came into being. From 2000 to 2005, I visited Pyongyang and I also held some concerts. And in the same concert hall, I met the music performance in North Korea and we were able to play music together. It means that we need to know each other's psychology, and through those experiences I recognized that music was great because it's like water. Everybody can think of it as water, and North Korea has a very high level of expertise in classical music because Poland has the Chopin concours and it also is in the Eastern world. And because of those exchanges, North Korea has a very high level of expertise in classical music. And I was involved in those concerts. And there was the PLZ initiative in 2018. And with the help of Gangwon province, we held the first PLZ festival in 2019. And in 2020, in the border counties, well, in Gangwon province, there are 5 border counties. So within that area, we have the CLL and we have the area north of the civil limitation line and south of it too. So from in 2020, we had 30 outdoor concerts in that area. In 2021, 20 concerts. And we held PLZ International Peace Music Camp. And in 2020, 20 concerts and PLZ International Peace Music Camp as well. You can see these posters. They were naturally taken in DMZ. And let's look at different pictures. This is the UN Orchestra in Geneva. There are people working at international organizations that actually made this orchestra, and we had a partnership and they visited us, and this is the Yanggu War Memorial Museum, and we were able to have a concert there. And you can see this concert was very meaningful because there is a person in the middle, a farmer, the village head that we actually brought by shuttle bus. So they were able to listen to music, the farmers, and you saw that the music, when we heard something dynamic, it led to our hearts beating faster. So coming into a border area and listening to the music, when you recognize that moment, then it actually leads to a great movement of the heart. And you can see Cheolwon and a bridge here. And nowadays we see a lot of Korean classical performers win a lot of the contest. And we have Choi Hwa-young, who also won a very important concours in the UK. And you can see this is a very, very beautiful site. You can see Kumgang Mountain, and there is a temple, Buddhist temple here, and it is said that there is the sari here. And then we also visited a military base, and we also held that concert there. And you can see young children, and you can see I am also playing the piano, and this is the Yongpa beach, and you can see these wire fences, and this is in the middle of winter.
그거 자
Just placing a piano in a winter beach scene itself sends a strong message. This is beautiful, isn't it? You might wonder what it is. You will be shown another video. And I'm going to show a video that was taken at this site. Also, can you see this? It's a ship. It seems quite large, so I imagine that it might be a military vessel. So this is one northernmost part of Gosong. So it's a very symbolic picture. And this is the Mount Kumgang Bridge. And this railway would actually be connected to Mount Kumgang. And this is a scene from an opera that we performed. And this is Hwacheon. And this was also part of the Inje Flower Festival that we participated. And this is the Jeojin train station. It serves as an entry point. So if we were to travel to North Korea, this would be where we would show our passports to the North Korean authorities. And so Jonathan, a pianist who won the Queen Elizabeth competition, came and performed for us. And if that railway were to open, this could potentially take you to Moscow and even all the way down to London. So, you can imagine yourself pulling a suitcase and maybe getting on board this train and traveling to North Korea and Europe. Now, this was taken from about 3 weeks ago at Myeongpa Beach. We did a collaboration. It rained all morning, but later on it cleared up, so we were able to collaborate with a modern dance company. And this also is from a flower festival, and the harp has such a presence. And it was a beautiful performance that was delivered by the musicians. And the soldiers were totally mesmerized. It was like a scene from the Greek mythology. Now, this was a photo taken at the closing. I always tell my audience that this is sort of like going on a pilgrimage. And at the end of the pilgrimage, I want everyone to get in on the group photo. So as the audience, you're not just there passively listening, but you actually engaged in the performance. This is why I invite the audience to also take part in the group photo. And this was the last performance. We had internationally renowned musicians, but we also had choirs from a local primary school. And we also had the army band. And so although the military are facing confrontation in this zone against North Korean military, but at the same time, they were able to deliver music. I'm sure you have seen the film 동막골, but we have problems that cannot be solved using sociological theories. But when we actually meet people person to person, then there may be some common grounds that can be built. And maybe through fashion or through food, I think we can maybe approach the North Koreans to build relationship with them. So again, that was another photo of the performance that we delivered. And I'm going to now have you listen to some performances, but one of the things that we have in mind is to have tourists visit and participate, which is why we have a concert in the morning at 11 a.m. And then maybe they can have a full tour and then come back in the afternoon at 4 p.m. for another concert. So we wanted to have this like a package, a tour package almost. But during the COVID-19, this was not feasible. But anyway, this is something that we have in mind. We want to refashion DMZ. I mean, there are demilitarized zones, 12 of them actually, in the world. So we're not the only ones that have a DMZ. So of course it's good to have a demilitarized zone where there are no weapons or no military forces involved. But I think we need to go beyond that. We need to go beyond demilitarizing and really building a place that is peaceful and beautiful. And this is why I wanted to create a beautiful video. Because when we watch films about inter-Korean relations, it's like a very stark and dark and serious documentary film. But music videos are different. And we wanted to make this sort of like a music video plus an environmental nature documentary film. And these videos have been played in music channels on cable TV, and also we have a YouTube channel. And although we don't have as many visits as we would like on our YouTube channel, we hope that we will have more people listening in on our music in the future. So let me show you a video now.
잠깐만요.
1 second, please. 1 second, please. So let me just give you a background on what this place is. In Cheolwon, this is where they used to supply water. So here is actually water underneath. So if you make a sound in there, it kind of echoes. Well, water is the source of life, but there is a very sad history because about 300 people were drowned in this place. So there is this sense of quiet sadness here. It's a cultural heritage site, and it's very quiet there. And I tried to match the place with the right music, and so I played the Swan by Sangsong.
감사합니다.
So thank you. Can we have the second video now?
네, 여기 정도까지.
So perhaps we can stop the clip now. So what you have just seen is the Jeojin train station. I briefly talked about the train station before. Well, this is how we do this. We go on site, and nature is itself a huge stage. So how we're going to set the stage, or in what particular stage, in what particular spot will be chosen as the stage and where the audience will sit. So we think of our layout. And there is the Jeojin train station. And then the next train station is Gamho, which is actually located in North Korea. And so where to place the piano, where to place the instruments, and there's the issue of the light because we have to take film the video. Although this looks beautiful on screen, this was in the monsoon season, so the instruments were quite affected by the humidity. And the piano was all sort of watery in a way, so it was very difficult for the pianist to play. And usually, the musicians don't like to have a live performance be posted online. They would prefer to have the recorded music be showcased because they don't want to have their errors, shown. But this time, I wrote to the musicians to explain to them about the significance of the place. And I convinced them that a live performance would be a wonderful thing to share with the whole world. Now, the next is the Hwajinpo beach performance, and 화진포. I'm not sure. Maybe the next one is the Myeongpa Beach. Can you show the third video? Because I'm not quite sure what video I've actually prepared as the third one. But anyway, 화진포 is called the 화진포 Castle because it's so beautiful that there are summer houses for Kim Il-sung located there, and a missionary originally used the place to treat the ill. But let's play the video for now and see what it's really like.
네, 화진포 바닷가.
This is the 화진포.
네, 요 정도.
So perhaps we could stop the video here. The reason why we have this is because in 2019, well, excuse me, at the end of the 2020, because of the pandemic, all performances or concerts were canceled. And this was at the end of November, and we were not able to, fully perform all the planned performances. And so this is like in November, it's very cold, so we wanted to have an installation that would allow us to perform. So this we ordered on Alibaba. It's an air dome, and the air would be pumped, and the motor would be stopped while the performers play, and then after the performance ends, then the air will be pumped once again, and that would be repeated. But anyway, it was quite challenging, yet it's a collaborative work, and it's a wonderful experience to co-work with these musicians. So usually the piano can be moved by 2 to 3 people because usually you just push this piano, but because of the beach and the sand, you can't really push it. But what happened was the beachgoers, the audience would come and they would help move the piano across the sand beach. So it was a truly collaborative work by all those involved, including the audience. So let's look at watch the next video.
Du bist wie eine Blume, so alt und schön und rar. Ich schau dich an und Wehmut schleicht mir ins Herz. als ob ich die Hände aufs Haupt dir legen sollt, bittend, dass Gott dich erhalte, so rein und schön und hold.
네.
So this is it. I mean, there are many videos on our YouTube channel, so please do visit our channel to enjoy the performances. I mean, if you actually come to the DMZ, it's just a different world out there. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Oh, yes. The person is not speaking into the microphone, so interpretation cannot be provided. Apologies, we cannot provide interpretation because the speaker is not using the microphone and we're not getting any audio feed. Yes, so that was quite challenging because Tom Meister came with us and there's a lot of reflection. And so on the beach, it sounded like we were almost inside a hole. But anyway, that was a very good question.
네. 없으
If not, then I did my best to keep the time. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, Artistic Director Im Mi-jung, for the artful presentation. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. It was a great opportunity for me to see and listen to the music. Well, the borderland, if you visit there, sometimes it seems very bleak. But along with the music, listening to the insects and the waves and nature, I think it was a great harmony that we heard. And it was an opportunity for me to also feel a sense of healing, because I love to listen to music to heal myself. And I hope that you, the audience, also will get an opportunity to search for this PLZ festival on YouTube and listen to the music when you feel that you will need to get some healing from the many challenges of everyday life. We will have a short break now, and thank you very much for those here on site and off-site online. And once again, thank you for participating, and at 2:35 we will reconvene so that we can begin our second session. I will see you after the short break. Thank you.